always like to get to the argument. What is the main argument you're making? Is Islam false because it can be interpreted to be violent? Is Islam false because now there are many terrorists claiming to be Muslims? Is that what you're saying? Okay, is Islam false because our Prophet fought wars? Is that why it's false? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Welcome guys. Today we're going to discuss an idea. I've seen the Christians use this, and the Christian Apologists, they use this a lot. So when they attack the Muslims, they make some kind of arguments like Islam is false. Why? Because look at all the violence and terrorism going on, you see? So look at all these terrorists, like especially in Africa, like they are like, they probably read some verses of the Quran and they thought like, whoa, how can you say kill people? Whoa, what is going on here? These guys are just evil and they just want to kill us. And they make a show on it, like they actually talk about it. Look at Islam, it's just pure violence and terrorists everywhere, you know? So me, I always like to get to the argument. What is the main argument you're making? Is Islam false because it can be interpreted to be violent? Is Islam false because now there are many terrorists claiming to be Muslims? Is that what you're saying? Okay, is Islam false because our Prophet fought wars? Is that why it's false? Okay, make it clear, make your argument clear. Stop appealing to emotions. Say it so that you can see if it works on you as well. So the point of this video is to show that, see, if these criteria were to be upheld, it's going to affect the Christians too. Okay, now let's hear this. The first one I said, is Islam false because it can be interpreted to be violent? Okay, is that what you're saying? If that is the case, the same applies to you. Any book can be interpreted to be violent. Even the constitution of a particular country can be read to do something evil. Okay, any book can be read like that to do something violent. Okay, any book whatsoever. That's why you have fanatics everywhere in every religion. There's no religion that doesn't have fanatics for different interpretation. Okay, what is most important actually should be like at least on the very surface level, what is the majority of the people doing? The majority of them, are they like that or not? And you find that the case is that majority of the Muslims are not like that. And they come out and tell you every time, this is not what Islam is saying. You're like, no, look at these guys. Okay, that is the first one. If that is the case, it applies to you also, because your book can be read to be like that. For example, in the verses where Jesus said, I have not come to bring the sword, to bring peace. I have not come to bring peace but the sword. And then you take this, hey, look at this. And then someone goes and kills somebody with a sword or something. And it's like, look, I read it here. And you're like, no, that's not the meaning. Exactly. You will say, that's not the meaning. You don't get it. Exactly. The same way you should be charitable to us. When we say, this is not the meaning of this verse, you're like, no, this is the meaning. Look at it. It's so clear. Exactly. The person also can say, look, it's so clear. I have not come to bring peace but the sword. That is one. Now, is Islam false because our Prophet fought wars? Is that the reason why Islam is false? If you say that, I don't think you've actually read your Bible. Okay? Because in the Bible, wars were fought by prophets. Okay? You have Moses. You have different prophets fighting wars. But especially Moses, you can remember this, okay? And the kind of things that are even done in those wars are even questionable. They are questionable. Like, we don't really know if that really happened. As Muslims, we're like, I don't know. Because look at what is going on there. Women were killed. Babies were killed. Babies, okay? Babies were killed in the Bible. Babies, women, everybody, animals were killed. Someone can take that book and say, you know what, I'm going to be doing this. I think this is the way, because God can, if God was the one that said this, then I can do this too. If Moses could do it, then we are the people, we are the successors, so we can do it too. So if someone was to do that, would you say they are wrong? Of course you say, this is not the meaning, there's something different here. What's going on? You see, you start explaining and you wouldn't let the Muslims explain. That's your problem. You are ready to explain and give us exegesis. You see, this is the meaning of this part, and this part doesn't mean this. But when it is the Muslims, you are like, no, I don't want to hear nothing. That is actually dishonest, okay? So that is the second claim. The third claim is that, is Islam false because in today, there are many terrorists claiming to be Muslims, or the ones the media show anyway. Is that why it's false? Or let's say Islam has many terrorists. Let's say that's why. Is that the reason why Islam is false? If that's what you're claiming, then the problem is this. Let me show you. If that was to be the case, let's now say, let's think about it like this. Let's say Islam turns out to be actually false and everything is false and now it's just violence, and so for some reason Islam is out, wiped out. Okay? Now, Christianity is the only religion left. And then, if that is the way, let's now say terrorists start coming out, claiming to be Christians, and using the verses I've already said, and many others. There are many ways you can. You have the Ku Klux Klan. You have many people that can justify anything with the Bible. Okay, so the Christians, terrorists are coming out, and now since the Muslims are gone, now the Christians are the focus of the show. So they start showing Christian terrorists doing all these things, backing it up with their Bible. Okay, would that mean that Christianity is false? So it was true all this while until they started coming out, and then it's false. You would want to say no, right? You want to say no, but why are you saying it with the Muslims? And by the way, it doesn't even need to be Christians. All they need to do is like maybe a secular state or another religion that doesn't like Christianity. They will just dress up like Christians and do terrorist acts. Maybe recruit people that are financially unstable or whatever. That's all they have to do. So a secular state that wants to wipe out Christianity or show that it's false, and they know that this is the criteria, all they have to do is just pretend to be Christians and commit atrocities, and Christianity is false based on that logic. So all this logic is just nonsense. And if it was to be applied to you guys, you would want to defend yourself and say, no, this is not actually the case. So I think you should be much more sensible and understand that, see, any religion can be read wrongly. A prophet fighting war to defend his people, it doesn't mean that it's an evil situation, okay? And then the last one, if that was your criteria, it can be used against you, such that people that are not even from your religion, or people that don't understand your religion, can start doing this, and they will prove your religion is false, if that was to be the case, and they will back it up with the verses of the Bible. So I just want to show those things to you guys. So think about it the next time when you want to start saying nonsense about how Islam is so evil. This is the only thing we do. While majority of the Muslims actually disagree with these things. And majority of Muslims are the best people you ever met, okay? And you know that, okay? That your friend, your Muslim neighbor beside you, that is nice to you, that is just a normal guy. You think he's a terrorist? No. Stop this kind of idea. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.